believe.
Hello, you sexy bunch of salts, and welcome back to another episode of Bangin with me, Chloe Veitch, your wonderful, sexy, boobalicious nipple hard queen. I mean, where did that just fucking come from? It just, do you know what? I just open my mouth and shit just flies out.
It's the aircon.
God literally gifted me. Please don't forget to follow our socials on Bangin with Chloe V pod on TikTok and Instagram, and any of your dating dilemmas. Are you going to visit a sneaky link? Do you need advice or any help? Please DM us and let us know, and we will be sure to give you the best advice we can give based off our experiences. You can also watch it on Bangin with Chloe Veitch YouTube. Please rate, please review, and please subscribe. Like I said, if I get 5 stars, I will show my tits. So I am going to introduce the guest that I have on today, and do you know what? I'm actually really excited because you guys are absolutely going to fucking freak out. So she's quite experienced of talking about sex and stuff, and she's a little hottie. She's got OnlyFans, and I can't wait to ask as many questions as I can about that. It's Florence Bark, everyone! So you are literally everywhere. You've got a podcast called Fucks Given. You've got a podcast called Love High. Mm-hmm. You're the co-creator of Come Curious.
Yes.
And it's got over a couple of 100,000 subscribers.
It does.
Which is insane. I looked at it earlier and I was like, wow. Like with watching 15 to 20 minutes of it, you taught me so much about so many different things. Like, so if anyone is listening, please go check it out. It's Come Curious on YouTube, and you are a co-host on that as well, aren't you?
I am, yes.
How did you get into it? Like, your life must be just based around talking about like sex, dating, and giving advice and stuff.
It really is. We've been doing this I have been doing this for 8 years now, nearly 9 years, which is so crazy. I can't believe. And I've just like literally landed in it kind of without, I didn't do sex education, like studied that or anything. I did a fine art moving image degree. And then from then I was like, I think I want to direct feminist porn.
Wow.
And I ended up at this little like dodgy little porn company in Marylebone in London, and I met Reed there.
Okay.
And she needed a housemate, I needed to move to London, and so the rest is history. We kind of moved in and all we would talk about was sex.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, we get on already, I can tell.
Yes.
We both just love talking about sex.
All the time. I can't get enough of it, obviously. I mean, I literally talk about it almost every single day. But yeah, we just sat on the sofa in our like little dressing gowns with like glasses of wine or like tea in the evening. And we would just talk about random things like, oh, did you ever get nipple hairs? Or what about that vaginal discharge? What? Is that normal? Or like those kinks, have you ever been into that? And the conversations that we had with each other just completely normalized things for us. And we started feeling like way more confident in our bodies, in our sex. And we just kind of had this epiphany, I guess, that we should put the conversation online, and people listened, people watched it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because I like one thing, and one of the reasons why I started this podcast is because I can get really insecure. And I'm just like, is that normal? Is that not? And like when I'm having sex with certain people, I'm like, do normal people do it like this? Like, what is the definition of normal? And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get as many people as I can on the podcast and talk about certain things to just break stigmas.
Yeah.
Like queefing.
Oh my God, yeah. It
happens all the fucking time.
All the time. Doggy style? Queefing.
Literally.
I don't, hardly any times I will be doing doggy style and there's no queefing.
Exactly. I see something on Instagram today, right? And oh my God, it's so funny. So it was on Wednesday's We Drink White Wine podcast, and they put a social clip up, and this girl had written in and basically said, I was having sex with my boyfriend and I queefed in doggy, and he actually pulled out, stopped what he was doing, bent down, looked at her vagina and went, "Can you not talk back at me whilst I'm trying to fuck you?" And like he actually stopped mid-fuck.
Oh my God. I don't know what I would do if someone did that to me.
Just casually spoke to her vagina.
Wow. I mean, I like the fact that he made it into like a funny thing, but also I would be so embarrassed. I'd be mortified. I like laughing about it. I'm like, you know, like you just pumped a load of air into me, so
Literally.
there's going to be sound.
Of course.
And giggle.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not sure about the...
telling my vagina off, I didn't fucking sign off.
Telling it off as well.
You're telling it off. Oi, you little cunt. Stop talking back at me.
Do you know what she did?
No, I don't know. I think she just carried on. They've been together for years, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So how's your week been? What's banging about your week?
It's been busy. It's been so busy. I do have a fun banging thing.
Go on
I
then.
had a dick appointment on Monday.
Okay.
And it was,
Oh, chef's kiss.
yeah,
Dickalicious.
dick-alicious.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it was great.
Fuck off.
I've only just I've been looking for a fuck buddy in London.
Right.
For so long. Because
Where?
I've just kind of been, searching for them.
Like
where?
Tinders, social media apps.
Field.
Okay.
The dating app Field
Uh-huh.
is really good.
Uh-huh.
But I actually met this guy at a sex party, which was like my first ever sex party.
And when was this?
A few weeks ago.
Okay, how was it?
It was really great. It was really, really great. It was fun. It definitely it opened up this whole new world for like group fun and group activity, like sex, threesomes, foursomes, maybe like orgies. Didn't get that far into
Absolutely crazy. Like I've spoken about this once with David from Too Hot to Handle because
Yeah.
he used to go to a lot of sex parties. Like, talk me through it because I'm really fucking interested.
You should go to one.
No, honestly, I think, can we go together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we actually go together? I'm being serious though.
Yeah.
So do I have to so what happens if I get there and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to go through with anything, but I just
don't
want to
have
be
to.
seedy and watch.
Yeah, you don't well.
Do I have to join in?
No.
Okay.
There's basically absolutely no pressure to do anything that you don't want to do. The one that I went to is called Crossbreed. It's a queer sex party.
Okay.
Everyone is so non-judgmental, like so friendly. If you consent is like the biggest thing there. Like no one will touch you without like asking first.
Okay.
And they in their playroom, you do kind of have to go up there like with someone else. They have like a
Okay.
dance floor and then like a mingling area so you
So
can
it's
like chat
like-
and get to know people.
Okay, so it's like a proper party then. So it's like
Yeah.
there's music,
Yeah.
there's drink, alcohol,
Yeah.
beverages, and then wow.
And then there's like a room that you go into and everyone's fucking in there.
What, just like on the sofa, on the floor, up the wall?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't in a house. It was in the Crossbreed was at the Colour Factory. Do you know it in Hackney
No,
Wick?
I don't know.
It's just like this, it's just like an event
Are they
venue.
equipped for the sex party? So there would be like hanging chairs.
So the sex party people like bring a load of equipment in. So it kind of looks like a cross between like a gym and like a dungeon.
Like 50 Shades.
Not really that like extravagant to be honest, but they have like kind of like bars, like railings, and then kind of like mats. They have kind of like metal benches that have like, you know, like when you're in the gym, they have those kind of like squishy mats.
Yeah, like yoga mats.
Yeah, so they had those like everywhere basically. And like
Wow.
cuffs to like hang on from the railings.
So
and like sex chairs.
The
and
one
stuff
thing
like
that comes to mind for me, right? Before you do something like that, do you have to be checked before you go in and have sex with people? Are condoms needed?
So
Or is there any forms that you have to sign? Or can you just walk in?
you can just, there's basically like a vibe check before you go in. So they ask you loads of questions before you're allowed into the party.
What?
To kind of make sure that you like know all the rules, you read through their emails.
That's
And you just know
crazy.
like, you're not going to go in there and start like causing havoc basically. But you don't have
What
to
type
sign.
of questions are they then?
Kind of just about like consent and like behavior in there and yes.
Making them aware, like, what's acceptable, what's
Yeah.
not. And like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Wow.
you don't have to sign anything about STIs, which is I feel like people that go to sex parties are quite responsible with their sexual health.
Because they know that they're going to be using it.
Yeah. And then you should get checked. You should get like checked 2 weeks after you've been, because that's the incubation period.
Wow. So did you have sex with anyone or like multiple people on that night that you went?
Yes, so that's where I met my fuck buddy.
Wow,
so he came up to me and my friend, and we were basically we chatting to us about like what we liked and stuff. And he was like kissing me and then kissing her and then kissing me and then kissing her. And then she had her guy there.
Okay.
So she just went off with him.
Her guy as in like her boyfriend?
Yeah, someone that she's seeing.
Okay, amazing.
And yeah, so then me and him just went up to the playroom together, and yeah, just we had sex in between 2 other people having sex.
That must have been so horny.
It was it's just like noises of like pleasure like coming from everywhere, and it's just like bodies, nakedness. It was really awkward though, because I realized after we finished fucking, there was a couple next to us, and the girl had been someone that had come up to me before at the party saying that she knew me from the podcast. Your listeners, you don't really want to have sex in front of them.
No, not really. It's like, you know, when you've got a hero, but you get told never to meet them.
Yeah.
It's like one of them moments. Like, oh, fuck, you've seen me.
Yeah, imagine seeing Brad Pitt, like, fucking. I mean, pretty fucking hot, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That would be absolutely insane. I'm sure you looked fucking great when you were doing it.
Yeah, I mean, they said that they enjoyed fucking next to us.
Did you high five afterwards? Or was it kind of like just a see you in a minute?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, one of those.
I'm really intrigued.
It was hot. It was so hot.
What's like the weirdest thing you've ever seen at a sex party? Or is it all just, do you know what? Not weirdest, sorry, that was the wrong word. Like the most extravagant thing. Like, have you ever seen anyone just like squirt?
Haven't seen anyone squirt, no. But maybe in the future. There was... So I've been to this party twice now. And the second time that I went, I was having a threesome. And then behind us, there was this like group of people, and there was a guy like attached to the like handcuffs from the top of the railing. So he was kind of just like hanging there. And there was a girl like kissing his neck and like sucking his nipples. And then there was 2 girls like sucking him off, and like another like
2 girls?
Yeah, and another couple.
How did 2 girls put the dick in?
They were just licking and sucking from either side, I guess.
Oh my God.
And then there was like another couple just like at their feet as well, just like making out, and I was just like, wow. I was like jealous.
Yeah,
of
no,
that
I am.
situation.
I'm fuming. I'm actually
I
fuming.
wanted to be just one of them, maybe the one that was handcuffed up. That would have
Yeah.
been like all these people just like kissing and sucking you. It would have been so
Oh
good.
my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, I'm guessing you're not in a relationship, because obviously you said you've got a fuck buddy now, which is great. It's always nice to actually have a fuck buddy that knows they're a fuck buddy.
Oh, it's so clear
it's
cut.
like, do you know what? These are the boundaries. We're sticking to the boundaries. I'm not going to fall in love. You're not going to fall in love.
Yes.
But then, have you ever been in a situation where you've been a fuck buddy with someone and caught feelings? And if you have, how have you dealt with that? Would you just cut it off, or hope that they'd fall for you too? Because I've been in that situation quite a few times.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's like relevant to my last relationship, because that started being like, we were just like, oh yeah, neither of us is looking for a relationship. So it's kind of that like friends with benefits vibe. I don't know whether that's really like fuck buddy territory, because they're 2 kind of different things, aren't they?
Yeah.
But similar.
Friends with benefits is like, I like you enough to spend a lot of time with you and to sleep with you now and again.
Yes.
Fuck buddy, it's like, we're literally just fucking, that's it.
Yeah, I don't think I could catch feelings for someone if it was literally just like sex and that was it. Because like with this guy, like he literally just comes over to mine for like 2 to 3 hours. We like chat a little bit, make out loads, have like awesome sex, and then we chat a little bit afterwards, and then he leaves.
See, 3 hours for me, I'm not going to lie, I would definitely fall in love. Only because I would just automatically assume, right, you're having sex with me, you must really fancy me. You won't
do.
Like, yeah, but then I'm thinking, right, but then he's spending a couple of hours with me, which means I'm not boring, so he definitely really likes me. But then if he does like me and he's having sex with me, he definitely wants my kids. that's just where my head goes. My head just goes out of control in situations
This is
like
why you have to communicate everything so clearly, so you know exactly like where their mind is at in
So
terms
how
of
would you do that? So would you sit down with someone and just say like, I'm literally after sex and that's it?
Yeah, basically, I guess you can communicate it like however you want. I would always try and frame things in like a positive way rather than like a negative way, and just be like, I'm really enjoying this time with you, but I'm just looking for this at the moment. How does that sound to you? Is that something that you feel like you're emotionally like available for? Because I think sometimes you're right, like you could start seeing someone and you really like them, the sex is amazing, and because you're in like a vulnerable place.
The pheromones are flying everywhere.
Yeah. I think for me at the moment, it's a lot easier because I am planning to move to LA by the end of the year. So I'm like,
no strings attached, don't give a fuck. Catch flights, not feelings.
Yeah.
Vibe. That is a fucking vibe.
Yeah. But it is hard though. It is definitely hard. With the casual relationship that I had in 2020 with my ex, I caught feelings immediately.
Oh no.
Immediately. So in love. Biggest heartbreak I've ever been through in my life. Still getting over it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How long were you together? I mean, I guess that doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't matter. We had like a 5-6 month stint. We broke up, were not together for 3 months, and then got back together for maybe like a year. So kind of like a year and a half.
So how did you deal with like the heartbreak time? Like the saying that always gets said that I always revert to when I split up with someone is to get over, to get under, to get over. But does that work?
No.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either, because I think it's a distraction. You're ultimately just like
I compare the dicks.
Yeah, or you're...
I'm fully sat there going, yeah, yours is smaller.
Well,
his is bigger. He sweats more, you don't sweat. He's more vocal, you're not.
That's exactly why I didn't sleep with anyone for a couple of months after that relationship, because I knew that, I would literally just be comparing everyone, because the sex that we had was magical. It was amazing. And I just... I didn't want to even try to replace that. But I think sleeping with people straight afterwards, as much as I think it can help, like, distract you and show you that there are other people out there, because that's really important.
Yeah.
It also just distracts you from actually feeling the grief. And I think to get through heartbreak, you have to feel it. As hard as it is, you have to feel the feelings. You have
and
to
to understand it.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're grieving for the loss of someone. So you need to experience, like, 'cause I remember when I first broke up with my ex, I was on top of the moon. I was like, I'm buzzing. And then I was like, whoa, why am I now it was like a delayed reaction.
Interesting.
I didn't give myself enough time to fully heal. This isn't one of my recent exes. It's like an ex that I was with a couple of years ago, but it really affected me. And all of those self-doubt thoughts used to come in, like, oh, are you ever gonna fall in love with anyone else? Have you done this to yourself? And then like the trauma from the breakup is almost like, now I'm fearful and I'm scared of getting in another relationship. How do I push past that? Because only I can help myself get out of that hole.
Yeah.
By feeling it and by speaking to people that understand what I'm going through, what I've been through, and not constantly shagging other people to get over to get under, to get over.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, the best things that I did after that breakup were journal everything. Like, just get all of my feelings out. I had some dramatic days as well. Like, it was like pouring down with rain and I was like, I'm going to go on a walk. And I like cry, like tears. Like, people that passed me must have been like, whoa.
Oh my God, yeah, I do that.
What's up?
Like, and you're driving in the rain and it's like, I put that song on, my number one song to listen to, and I'm going for a break. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it. And then I go, no one else can speak the words on your lips.
See, that's so therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's so important to do those things.
And I scream.
Yeah.
I scream when I do it.
Love that. You're getting out all the energy.
All that pent up anger, all that negativity, and then reinforcing it with a bit of Natasha Bedingfield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It fucking helps.
Yeah, it does.
Music is my therapy.
Yeah, I listened to podcasts actually when I was going through that. Podcasts that were about like relationships and ending relationships, just to hear other people's stories, because that really resonated with me in that moment. I don't know, it's something about feeling like you're not alone in that feeling, because when you're heartbroken, you're like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing that I've ever felt in my whole life. And you feel like so insular, like, oh my God, no one knows what I'm going through. So it's so nice.
And you feel like you have to portray a certain version of yourself so people don't see how vulnerable and weak you are, because you feel so vulnerable and weak.
Yeah.
But for me, wow, speaking up and opening up to people about the way I'm feeling, and even like what you've just said, like listening to podcasts that are like sex and dating related, to kind of understand how other people go through certain things like that. With me, just Natasha Bedingfield. Drive. Always kept to the speed limit.
Yeah, my breakup album is the latest Miley Cyrus one. You know,
Is
like
it?
the punk rock one she has.
I don't know it.
Yeah, it's...
Sing it.
No.
What is it?
No. The first one in the album is What the Fuck Do I Know? And it's all about like her breaking up with someone, basically.
I love a bit of Demi Lovato when it comes to like breakups.
Yeah. Anything that's like super like emotional.
Yeah.
And also listening to music anyway when you're going through that thing, because all music is about love and heartbreak.
Yeah.
So you just like, oh, yeah, they get it.
Sometimes I write my own songs in the car, you know. Like, this is
No
so sad.
way.
I know, I don't write them.
Oh my God,
but
can
I
you
like,
share one with us?
I can't remember. I can't actually remember one of my previous songs. But if I'm really, really pissed off with someone, I'll be in the car and I'll be like, do you know what? I'm not here for it. And then I'll just like put an instrumental on and just get whatever I need off my chest in the car.
This is a great tip.
This is Chloe's top 2 tips.
I need to get you on my podcast about like relationships and breakups, so that we can talk about all these amazing tips and advice. Yeah,
definitely.
I love it.
So you're not looking for a relationship at the moment. You're looking to go to LA. You've recently just found a fuck buddy, which is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking for one like in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just at the moment, it's like busy girl.
Busy, but needs sex every so often.
No, it's a necessity.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've gone weeks without it now.
How long?
Like, say about a month.
A month? How's it going?
I'm not gonna lie, the sex dreams are intense.
Oh my God. A good sex dream. I had such a good one.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because this is something I've always wanted to talk about, right? Because I've never spoken to anyone about it. I don't know, is it normal, is it not? Help me.
Okay, yeah.
So I have... I can't even get it out. Oh my God. This is one of my secrets.
Oh my God, I'm so honoured.
I have wet dreams.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I can be asleep and then the dream will become really vivid, like, fuck, I'm actually being licked out.
Wow.
By Brad Pitt. And then I come and I wake up and I'm coming and I'm like, what the fuck was that? I didn't even, do you know what I thought?
I'm so jealous.
Maybe I was meant to be a boy, but it was like, it didn't come out when my mum gave birth to me, because I thought only men could have wet dreams.
No, I've definitely heard other people having wet dreams. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. People can, like, if you're, because it's a mind thing. Orgasms are so connected to your mind, and your like dreams are like a creation, a narrative in your mind. So if people can have orgasms without even touching themselves, people can have like energy orgasms and like breath orgasms. So it makes sense that you'd be able to have a dream orgasm.
What the fuck, that's mad.
Yeah. I wish that I could have dream orgasms, because I feel like I have really vivid sex dreams.
Same.
But I've never come.
I mean, the next time it happens, I'll try and remember bit by bit. And then...
What, and like give people tips on how to recreate it?
Yeah, how to recreate a sex dream. Or if I do have a sex dream, then I'll journal the day after what I've done that day.
Okay.
To see what actually...
If there's some...
Yeah.
Key.
I think maybe because I was having sex like all day, every day for like ages and then stopped all of a sudden, my mind was like, we're just going to make you come and you ain't even going to know about it because you're going to be asleep. Thank you.
So, yeah. Blessings.
I am dedicating this episode to my pussy.
Yeah. It's like you don't even need to be having sex
No.
because you can feel the same sensations
Our
in your
minds
dreams.
are just insane, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that you're very open with like your sexuality and your sex life. And I researched and went onto your OnlyFans.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Oh my God.
You are one sexy motherfucker.
You didn't.
I did.
That's
Honestly.
hilarious.
Like,
I've never like thought of women going on there.
Really?
It's very much like for the guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see like, because I don't have OnlyFans,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I'm
thanks
very
for the
intrigued by it.
payment, by
That's
the way.
fine. You're welcome. Like, love it. What got you into OnlyFans? Was it like, because I look at it from a perspective of, do you know what? I'm owning my body. I
Yeah.
can do what I want with it.
Exactly.
No one's going to tell me otherwise. And it's empowering. So on Olivia Atwood's Filthy Rich, she was in a room
Yeah.
with two couples that were creating content having sex.
Oh.
And I would love to just ask you questions like, have you ever had sex with someone else and filmed it and put it on your OnlyFans? Or is it kind of like just for yourself to be like, this is what I want? Have you got like certain boundaries of what you post?
Yes, I have. And only recently I've like slightly opened the boundaries, like
Okay.
a little bit, because I've been doing it for like 2 years now. There's
Wow.
so much content on there. I was also thinking recently, I was like, someone subscribes, like they get so much content
Yeah.
for that small amount of money.
Yeah.
So it's a great deal if you're listening to this podcast. But yeah,
Go and fucking subscribe, all right? Just go and do it. You won't regret it.
if like at the beginning, I was kind of just more like I would put nudes up, but like not show like genitals or anything.
It was
It'd
like,
be
what's the word?
suggestive.
Suggestive nude, yeah. Implied
Yeah.
nude.
Although I mean, there's full nudes on there.
Okay.
Definitely full nudes. But I think maybe at the beginning it was more like implied, more like lingerie shots.
Just dipping
And
your toe in the
then-
water,
Yeah.
feeling it out.
And I've done like, I feel like I've experimented with so many different things on there as well. Like I did erotic ASMR.
I always
for a
see
little
that
bit.
on my TikTok For You page, and sometimes I feel uncomfortable when I see it. But I don't know why. I think it's because I like
ASMR?
it. ASMR, isn't that like when you...
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
But I was just like saying like arousing things, I guess. Like I was like describing what my pussy looks like, or like saying like how I would jerk someone off, or like how I like to be licked out.
What? That's
And-
crazy.
Yeah, people liked that.
I mean, it's a big thing nowadays. I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also I did a kind of collab with my fans where they wrote like little erotic stories about me and I would read them out. But
So it's very creative then. It's not
Yeah.
just the, here's my tits.
no, yeah, you can get really creative.
So it's like, no, because like, it's interesting because they can actually get to know you personally.
Yes. One of like the biggest things about OnlyFans and subscribing is that people have access to direct message you.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of part of your job on there to reply to messages. And that's kind of why people would say like stay subscribed
Yeah.
to your channel, because they almost feel like they're getting like an inside
Definitely.
insider
Does
friendship.
it get overwhelming?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
one thing that I got from that TV program was people that have been on OnlyFans or started OnlyFans will start with certain boundaries. And
Yeah.
then it's like, whoa, they're asking for a lot more. Do you feel like there's a vicious cycle in OnlyFans where it's like you feel pressured into going a certain way, or you...
I think that you could be pressured because there are so many people like I was receiving so many messages just like people asking to see my pussy and my butthole like all the time. And you also like, you know that you could earn more money if you did that.
Yeah.
So there's this weird
battle in your head that's like, oh, should I not?
Yeah, but I think if you have, it really depends on how you feel about yourself, because I think some boundaries you can like slowly push, but I would take time to really think about things. Because recently I was kind of flirting with this guy and ended up sending him like a couple of pussy pics for like the first time ever. I was like, I've never taken photos like this. I've never sent them to people.
But you were in your comfort zone, like communicating with him.
Yeah. And when I took the photo, I was like, oh, it actually kind of looks hot. So I've got this OnlyFans, like pay-per-view content. This could be like a
Might as well
really
fucking use it.
nice- Yeah.
Show that golden puss.
So I ended up very recently just like launching that on my on my page.
What's the... See, I'd love to just go through the OnlyFans DMs. Like, I might just start one just to see what comes in.
Oh my God,
I just, honestly, what is the craziest DM that you have received on OnlyFans?
Oh my God, that's such a hard
Is there one that
question.
stands out? Or like a certain request that's like, do you get a lot of feet people on OnlyFans?
Yeah, there are a lot of feet people. There are so many people asking me if me and Reed have had sex. And I always don't tell them the truth. I'm just like, well, that's a secret. Oh, there was like one message where someone wanted me to do a custom for them of me like leaning my head back over the bed and choking myself. And he was like, I want you to make like really realistic sounds of choking.
Okay.
And they paid $100 for that.
Wow.
And I was like, well, okay.
I just want to see if I would make the cut. Tell me if they're realistic or not, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if you heard that in the mic, but did it sound like I was choking?
So yeah, that was a pretty random
Fuck's sake.
request. And then I've had like another one where someone literally just wanted me to like stick all my fingers in my mouth and like drool over my hand.
Oh, wow. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, you know, why not?
I mean, I can't fit my fist in my mouth.
I definitely did not. I've got the smallest mouth ever, and it affects.
You've got really small hands though. Really
I
cute,
do.
tiny hands. I mean, I'm really intrigued because I have obviously done a little bit of background research and I've never met anyone that...
Non-monogamous?
Yeah.
You've never met anyone that's non-monogamous?
No, I don't feel like I've ever met anyone other than actually Francesca from Talk to Handle. She actually said a couple of months ago she wants an open relationship.
Yeah.
And that really intrigues me. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I've only ever had one guy at a time.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see it from someone else's perspective because I want to work out like what's going on in their head around that subject and how they deal with it. And like,
Yeah.
is it something that you've always...
So I was very monogamous for like most of my life, I would say, up until like my late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a very monogamous relationship for like 4.5 years where we lived together. And like the thought, it was when I met Reed as well, and she was in an open relationship. And like talking to her about all that stuff, I was just like, how on earth do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be so jealous. Mm-hmm. I don't understand. Like I get jealous like with him talking to other women, let alone fucking them. So, but what I then came to understand is that all of those feelings were coming from like massive insecurities in myself. And I think probably from doing the podcast and doing Come Curious, we've spoken to a lot of non-monogamous people. And when I stepped out of that relationship, I was kind of dating a lot of people, like sleeping. I went through like the biggest hoe phase after that relationship.
I feel like we all need a hoe phase.
I'm sure I was sleeping with like 5 people in a week at one point. Yeah, it was quite a lot. And then the pandemic hit and I was like, fuck.
Fuming.
So yeah, I kind of just got to a point where I was like, I just want to explore it and sort of see what it's like. Because I'm sleeping with multiple people. So like, how would that be in a relationship? And I kind of just felt like I was in a place where even though like I was seeing someone, I was like, I feel like quite open to seeing other people and just sort of exploring, and like it sort of allowed me to keep exploring my sexuality even though I was seeing someone. But when I ended up in my last relationship, we kind of always said that it was open, but we didn't really
Do anything,
experiment with it that much, to be honest. I think I went on one date and he went on one date and kissed her, and like he was like, oh, it was kind of weird and like, I don't know.
What was he, American?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No. I wish.
Just from the accent
I love
that you...
American accents.
Wow. I mean, I feel like that's definitely something I would want to try at least once.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like it really depends like on the relationship and the person that you meet. But and it can be whatever rules that you like. So being in a non-monogamous relationship could literally be like you're mostly monogamous, but you go to sex parties together, or you have threesomes.
Yeah.
So you can make up your own rules, and like if you want, your partner can go and fuck other people. You can go fuck other people. But at the end of the day, it's weird because when it actually happens, it kind of just strengthens your own relationship.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It kind of reinforces, so you're like, oh, wow, I really do like that person a lot.
Wow. So
There's a lot to say about it,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm at that point yet where I would start thinking about trying it out, because I feel like at the minute I'm just not that secure in myself to be able to do that. I feel like I would just end up really fucking toxic and be like, where is he? I'm jealous now. Please, I didn't mean saying that.
Yeah. I think that it's only something you should do when you're super secure and able to like really communicate everything. You have to just literally say everything to your partner. If you're feeling jealous, you need to be open about feeling jealous.
Definitely.
But you know what? Jealousy isn't as bad as you think it is. Like in those kind of moments, you always kind of make it up in your head like, oh, what am I going to feel like if he sleeps with someone else? And then he does.
And you're like, oh, is that it?
Actually, I still like him.
Yeah.
How's that? Like, how's that happening?
It's almost like discovering a new world of, okay, there's like deeper layers to then just being with someone, going for a few dinners now and again. But actually now it's like, okay, we're a bit frisky together.
I don't know what I see for myself in my next relationship. I kind of think it would probably be more like a partnership where every so often, maybe if we're traveling or we're off in different places or we go to sex parties, it's open.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
In your future relationship. Hopefully you find someone, or hopefully this fuck buddy relationship gives you the best sex of your life ever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't expect that much from my fuck buddy. Like, I think like the sex is really, really good. But I feel like to have that like groundbreaking sex, you have to be like so in love.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, same. Literally, my expectations when it comes to sex nowadays is extremely lower than what it was, I'd say, last year.
Yeah.
Because when I start having sex with guys, it's just like, I don't expect to come anymore. I don't expect to come. But then you kind of,
my therapist said something really outstanding to me the other day.
Oh God, teach me.
He said, he was like, but your pleasure is your responsibility. And I was like, huh. Because I'd just been like bitching about a guy that I was seeing, like not being able to make me come, basically. And I was like, he doesn't put the effort in. I just feel like I'm kind of left and he like comes. And then he said, but your pleasure is your responsibility. And I was like, I guess I could have communicated to him that I like needed more time, or I could have like played with myself, or, it is kind of, and if you're not having great sex with someone, then fuck them off.
Fuck them off.
Yeah.
Fuck them off. Literally. Because I get so stuck in my own fucking head where I'm like, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Just thank you next.
Thank you.
That's
next.
it. That is literally it.
Yeah.
I've just had an epiphany moment. I want more and more and more. Now. I've not had sex in so long. I've forgotten what it feels like.
That's really sucks doing a podcast about sex when you can't have it.
I know, literally.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's hard.
It's fucking awful. Well, one question we always ask people that come on the podcast is, what do you think about during sex?
What do you think about during sex? You know what? My fuck buddy literally asked me this whilst we were fucking the other day. And I was just like, nothing. Like, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just like in the moment.
Okay.
It's almost like I'm
That's
meditating.
healthy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm just like, I'm in it. I'm experiencing it. I'm like just in my body and in my pleasure. I don't think I'm thinking, unless I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, I can't orgasm. Where's the orgasm?
I'm fuming. Make me come.
Yeah. And then you're like, racking my brain for like whatever.
Yeah, no, I've been there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't even know what I think about when I have sex, to be honest with you.
Yeah, has anyone ever asked it back?
Don't fart, don't fart, don't fart, don't fart. That is mostly what I think about. Or fuck, have I shaved my pits? Because like sometimes when they bend you up,
oh yeah,
then I'm like, have I shaved? Or if they're touching my legs.
If you haven't, doesn't matter.
No, it shouldn't matter.
It's just a human thing.
It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and so is farting.
They've got hairy bollocks anyway.
Yeah, the last time I had sex with my ex, I farted when I climaxed.
Okay, must have been an extreme climax.
It was, but the fart ruined it.
Did it smell?
No, luckily no.
You were safe then. I fucking
safe.
stink.
It was just like abrupt and loud, and it kind of like took my orgasm away. And I was like, shit.
Literally.
That's so annoying. And we both just like laughed.
My fart ruined my orgasm.
Yeah.
That is the headline of this episode.
It's so normal, guys. Have you ever like be giving someone head and they fart when they come? That's happened to me multiple times.
I've given someone head before and then fell asleep.
Wait, on their dick?
They fell asleep on me. Sucking their dick. No, I didn't. I didn't fall asleep sucking their dick. Was their erection just going like down and down?
No,
it was still rock hard. That's why I was so confused. And he started snoring.
Well, you know what? He must have been having the best sex dream.
Yeah. I'm still getting over that traumatic experience to this day. I've got dick fright just in case it happens again. I'm like,
wait, was that the last time?
But yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to get over the hump.
I know.
He was just really tired. It was nothing to do with you.
I tell myself that daily.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. I can't even remember the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me during sex, to be honest with you. There's been so many fuck ups. But do you know what? One bit of advice I would give to anyone that is listening. Just pick yourself up and move on.
Yeah.
Or just
laugh about it.
Yeah.
We're all humans.
Just
All our
laugh.
bodies do weird shit.
Yeah. I purposely mention it afterwards.
Yeah.
Like as a joke. I'm like, I can't believe I farted. Lol.
Yeah. I sometimes feel like you don't, but you can do that if it makes you feel more comfortable. But sometimes I don't even think that you need to mention it.
Yeah. I think
unless you're embarrassed.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like us as girls, or like I can only speak from my experience. I feel like me, I overcomplicate things and overthink about things, and I think, oh my God, he thinks I'm a tramp. I've just farted and it probably stunk and this and that. But actually, guys just don't give a fuck.
God, they don't.
Guys just don't care.
Give a fuck.
They really don't care.
I'm constantly surprised at how much guys don't give a fuck. Like,
They're just not wired like we are.
Yeah, the fuck buddy. He was like, oh yeah, by the way, like I forgot to mention this to you last time. Your like small amount of grey hairs that you have. He was like, that's so sexy. I was like, what? I was like, I need to dye those.
What?
He was like,
That's
so
mad.
sexy. Your grey hairs are so sexy.
Have you got any?
Never thought.
Have
that
you got any
anyone would ever.
kinks or any fetishes?
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
I have quite a strange one.
Okay.
Fun. I get really like off on lactation. So like
I've heard of that.
really enjoy people like sucking on my breasts as if they're feeding from me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So it's almost like a sexy MILF moment.
yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did that? Are kinks developed? Like, what's the difference between a kink and a fetish?
So a fetish is something that's probably been with you like from either like a childhood trauma or something that happened to you when you were younger. And a fetish is something that you need to have during sex to get off.
Okay.
A kink is something that turns you on, that is outside of the norm. But it doesn't have to be every single time you have sex. So a lot of people have like BDSM kinks, for example.
Like choking, spit in my mouth.
Yeah,
Tie
exactly.
me up.
Yeah. Spit in the mouth. I only realised that I liked this when I watched an episode on Netflix of Working Mums. And there was a scene in it where she was like post giving birth, she had really full tits and she was seeing this younger guy and she was like, oh God, I need to like get rid of this.
Offload
like,
these
really,
milky
like,
boobs.
They hurt. And he was like, I'll do it for you. And in the scene, like he like drank from her boobs and I was like, wow, why is this turning me on?
What? And you didn't know before that? It was literally then that you were kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you vocalise that during sex? Do you just kind of put their head there? Or is it like, or do you say to them, because I'm like, go down there.
Yeah, I would have a conversation with someone about it. I'd just be like, well, I really like nipple play because of this reason. And they can indulge me if they want and they don't have to. I had a friend who I was seeing a couple of years ago get back in touch with me because he was into lactation. He was like, do you want to like a session? And he just came over in the middle of a Friday afternoon, sucked on my boobs for like an hour and then left. It was great.
You have such an interesting sex life. I feel like Nana Doreen. Honestly, I'm fuming.
No,
that is
it's
amazing.
Not that interesting.
Did they hurt?
Oh my God, afterwards, they hurt so much.
Did you get like blisters on your nipples?
I got a blister on this one, yeah.
Oh my God, did he come back?
No, he hasn't come back. He actually ended up getting back with his ex-girlfriend, so we're like putting that on ice.
Okay,
but
just for now.
It was, it was great. I can have boob play at other places.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna start diving into I'm gonna start experimenting actually.
Maybe just get on like kink.com and like look up some random things.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm
gonna do that as soon as you leave. So I've got a DM on Instagram.
Yeah.
Of a Bangin member who needs our advice. Okay.
I'm ready.
I lost my virginity to someone controlling and unkind. Okay. I'm now with someone loving, but I have lots of anxiety and pain around sex and I never feel ready. We've taken a step back from having sex now, but I would love advice on how to be comfortable with myself and with exploring my own body. Okay.
That's a deep one.
Oh, I'm sorry that you had an unkind and controlling relationship.
That's being in an abusive relationship and it's so hard. No one ever talks about how after being in a abusive, controlling relationship, how do you then work out your new loving relationship? Because you bring so much stuff with you. You're like this whole suitcase of like trauma with you into this new relationship, and obviously it's manifesting in her body as well, which is quite common, like really common. I've heard this so many times that people get like vaginal pain or uncomfortability during sex because of a past trauma.
Yeah, definitely. I remember I was with one of my exes and he was really dominant and it was almost like to the point of I was uncomfortable and I had to say, can we stop?
Yeah.
And sometimes that wasn't always the case. It was like, well, I've not finished.
Fucking
and
hell.
Leaving that relationship and going to therapy
Yeah.
and actually, okay, working on this because like what you've just said, through that sex that I had with him, I had vaginal tears, but it was inside.
Wow.
So it was the pushing past the pain with relationships I had afterwards that was the troubling thing, because I feel like we underestimate the trauma from our previous relationships going forward in a new relationship.
Yeah, it's really, really, really important to go to therapy for these things. Like, I'm such a big fan of therapy. It's helped me in my life so much, and I would never not have a therapist now. And I think if someone's carrying trauma like that, you need to be with a professional that can help you kind of like work it out and figure out how you can kind of change those memories and, I don't know, like get rid of the trauma and
I
heal
feel like
from
for me there would be certain triggers. So like, I don't know, if he'd done or said a certain thing and then someone else done and said a certain thing, I'd be like, whoa, okay. And then it'd take me back to that place.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're comfortable with this new guy who is loving towards you, maybe just have that conversation and just say, like, this is where my head's at.
Yep.
I don't feel like I'm ready to have sex at the moment.
Yeah.
Can we just slowly ease into it? And just find out on your own with, I don't know, like little vibrators or
Definitely,
a
that's
dildo,
such good advice.
and just kind of get yourself in that mindset of mind over matter of like, right, okay, I'm safe, this is okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would do.
I think also like the communication, I think, is such a big point, like when it comes to the new partner, because your partner's going to be confused potentially if you haven't spoken about it. And then you can then work together on how to conquer this. And you can find intimacy in different ways. So maybe that's just like, you know, cuddling or making out or like naked cuddling. That doesn't have
Or dry
to be
humping.
Exactly. Like you can work out what works for you. Maybe it's just them going down on you. Or if that's too much, then like step back and like step away from all the sexual kind of things. And I think your tip about solo sex and masturbation is so important. Rediscover your pleasure by yourself and how amazing it can be. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one.
Yeah,
though.
I mean,
would definitely say therapy though.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, we're definitely not doctors.
No.
So do not take everything that we say gospel.
Seek professional
help.
advice.
But I hope that it all works out, and you know your body, you know yourself. So just give yourself time. Give time. It will take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Slowly build yourself back up to that amazing fucking climax.
Yes.
Woo! Okay, so we've got a game for you.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So, since you've been on the sex and relationship industry for so long, I want to use your expertise. This is a game of the internet's most banging questions.
Oh.
All right? So, I'm basically going to ask you some questions.
God. You're so bad at general knowledge as well. Like my sex knowledge is up to scratch.
Oh, this is going to be funny then, because I actually asked Google what, who, where, and when, and why. And I want you to answer the most asked questions about sex around the world.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. Who is the most sexiest man in the world?
Wait, what? That's Google's most asked question.
One of them, yeah. That is number 1 at the minute.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
What?
Who's that?
Donnie Darko.
Who's Donnie Darko?
Mysterio. And Brokeback Mountain. He was one of the cowboys.
Oh.
That's just come into my mind because we were literally talking about him on
I
the
would
podcast
say the man from 50 Shades.
Oh, Jamie Dornan.
Yeah, he's fucking stunning.
He is hot.
Yep.
That film's one of my guilty pleasures.
Yeah, no, literally. I watched it with every guy I start dating. If a guy comes round that I want to date with and I put on a film, my go-to to get them rolled up is 50 Shades.
That is such a good move.
Yeah, and if they feel uncomfortable, they just get on top of me and close their eyes and kiss me. And I'm like, it worked. So the most asked what question is, what is sexism?
God, that's a deep one.
I know, innit?
I'm kind of glad that that's been Googled
Asked.
so many times. I've never been asked to actually define what that is, but basically it's like the mistreatment of women, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And the lack of equality, isn't it, really?
Yeah, the lack of equality.
I can build a house as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to shave my armpits. I do.
Feminism is the anti-sexism.
So I would be a feminist then if I'm against sexism.
sexism to me is just someone being anti-equality and anti-women, which is not okay.
It's not.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. So the most asked where question is, where is sex work legal? I didn't know that.
So sex work is actually legal in most places. Like, sex work's legal here, but there are certain things about it that aren't legal. So advertising online, working in the same place as another sex worker, so like brothels are illegal. But it's legal to sell sex in the UK. It's legal to sell sex in America.
By selling sex, does that mean like having sex with someone for money, or is that selling sex as in
literally could
OnlyFans?
Yeah, it could be anything.
Okay.
Sex work is so broad. Yeah, sex work could be OnlyFans. It could be webcamming. It could be like nude modeling.
That's all legal because like Babe Station and that.
Exactly. So yeah, most sex work is actually legal, but obviously there are so many like politicians out there trying to like criminalize it.
Oh, let us have fun.
Yeah.
Just let us have fun. As long as it's safe and there's boundaries.
And this is what's really scary and important, that if they did do that, sex work wouldn't stop existing. It would just get so much more dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
And there were some laws in the last few years in America that came in called foster sester, which meant that they couldn't advertise on these websites like Craigslist and Backpage.
Wow.
And it actually pushed a lot of sex workers that were working really safely online to the streets again. And so many people died, and it just brought it right back down and made it so dangerous. It was supposed to be like an anti-sex trafficking law, but what it ended up doing is taking the information off where the police could actually find the sex traffickers. So the people that were being trafficked were less likely to then be found. So it was actually just so fucked up. So fucked up.
What the fuck? That's crazy. So the most asked when question is, when is sex not just sex?
Wait, what?
What?
What is this question even
when
asking?
When is sex not just sex?
Not just sex. What?
When you're married?
My brain's like whirring, like, what is this question?
When you fall in love? Because then it's mind fucking as well, isn't it?
Ooh.
Getting deep.
Yeah, that's super deep. Mind fucking. But sex can be so many things as well.
When
so
is
it's like
sex not just sex?
Foreplay is sex, masturbation is sex.
Yeah. Oh, that's baffled me.
Why are people asking this?
I know! What is wrong with you?
Who? What? Why?
Exactly, when? No, it was when. Next question. Why is sex important?
Oh. So many reasons.
Love it.
I mean, for one,
who are asking these questions?
We wouldn't be here if sex didn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's pretty damn important. People need to copulate to populate.
Copulate? What's copulate?
Having sex.
Wow. That sounds really, really professional. I want to fucking copulate you. Would you say that to someone? Let's fucking copulate.
Please, next time you have sex, please say that.
I'm going to say, we've just had really good copulation.
All right, why else is sex important? Sex is important because it feels fucking amazing. It heightens our connections with our partners. It's great for stress relief. It's great for like your mood, releases loads of amazing endorphins. There's just so many health benefits to sex. So for me, that's why sex is so important.
No, I agree.
Plus,
definitely,
it's important that we talk about it. So thank you for doing this podcast.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you came in and openly told us about some of your adventures and experiences and stuff that you've had.
Thanks for having me.
I really, really enjoyed this podcast episode.
I have really enjoyed
it.
This has been really fun. I can't believe that you subscribed to my OnlyFans. That's still blown my mind.
Yeah, I had to see what was going on. I was like, right, need to do my background research. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you everyone for listening. I hope you really enjoyed this podcast episode. It's been my favourite by far. I hope that I haven't offended anyone else by saying that. But yeah, no, honestly, personal preference. I've loved learning different words about sex, like
copulate.
syphilis,
Coitus.
coitus. Yeah, that's the one, coitus. For fuck's sake, I'm gonna log off now. Over and out. Bye.
Bangin with Chloe Veitch is part of the Eve Podcast Network and a Forever Dog production. Executive producer Tracy Soren. Development executive Mariah Nicholas. Senior producer Palama Kaufman. Producer Ewan Newbigging Lister. Post-producer and theme song Brian Hevron Smith. Cover photo by Greg Bailey. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Boehm.